is the car show on Eastern hosted by Serity Cars. We don't get to see that many of the military vehicle like this. So let's find out the story behind this particular vehicle. So where did you originally find the car?
Well, actually, I found it online. I'd been looking for one of these for about 5 years, and this one ended up being in North Carolina, of all places. So it required a flight there to take a look at it and test drive it and swing the deal and then have it shipped back here.
And I heard a rumor that this used to be in the museum?
It did. It spent about 20 years in the Russell Military Museum in Illinois up near the Wisconsin border. And the fellow that I bought it from had acquired it from them about a year and a half ago.
And how long have you owned this vehicle?
I've only had it since last July, so it's about 7 months now, or something like that.
Have you traveled with anywhere with this car?
No, just get stopped a lot, so
Yeah?
you know. But that's not really a trouble.
So there are some features that we just don't see on regular car. So let's talk about this one first.
That is a low visibility light. It shoots out a beam. This is actually something that dates all the way back to the Second World War in a very narrow rectangular pattern so that the driver can still see somewhat as he's driving along, but it's harder for airplanes or people downrange to see this moving along at night.
Well, how about those little accessories that's behind us?
Well, military bed, the extra gas can was pretty standard, and the axe and a pick on this side, there's a shovel on the other side. That was standard issue that was put on most military trucks of this type at the time so that the men needed it to clear a road or do something along the way, then they were able to do that. Another feature of this truck is that it is actually a convertible. The windshield folds down like a regular Jeep and the top comes off so that you can make it lower and hide it behind things on the battlefield.
Oh, wow. The color of the paint and design, was this how it was?
This is very accurate as to what it would have looked like during its military time. The numbers don't actually work out to be something that was true at that time. The wheels and tires are a little bit bigger than the military's, but not much. I have one of the old military wheels in the bed for reference, but otherwise this is very much as it would have appeared during the Vietnam War.
Seems like you have quite some information about this particular car and the military. Do you have any military background?
I do not, other than just an intense interest in it. I've been an aviation fan of old aircraft and military vehicles for quite some time, so that was one of the things that led me to want to acquire one of these.
And based on the year, I guess this has something to do with the Vietnam War?
It was. This was the vehicle that was serving in this capacity as a personnel carrier, weapons carrier during the Vietnam War.
And let's talk about the time from this era all the way to present. These days we don't see this type of car as military car.
No, these have been replaced by the Humvee. That's the vehicle that serves in the same capacity that this did. These trucks, after they were retired from the military, a lot of them were used as brush fire trucks by rural fire departments because of their ability to get into some difficult places. And then, like I said earlier, this one did a little bit of that time, but then it was swept into a military museum, and that has a lot to do with its state of preservation to this day.
Do you take this car for like everyday drive, or this is more for a show?
It's more show and pleasure now. Like I said, having only had it for 7 months, I'm still making sure that it doesn't have some bugs that are going to strand me in the middle of nowhere. And we have other Jeeps that do most of our off-roading with, so this one's kind of retired now.
Any plans along the way? Like you're gonna bring it to any car show?
Well, this is its first one, actually.
Oh,
So we live just around the corner from here. We may be semi-regulars over here, and then we have been told of some others in the area, maybe down in Henderson next fall. So we're kind of looking at those things, whatever we can work into our schedule.
Yeah?
Long black shifter is for the 4-speed transmission. This is actually the emergency brake. And these two levers take it in or out of 4-wheel drive and in and out of high or low range in the transfer case for whether it's on the road or on off-road. And the big box in the middle is where actually the batteries are. There's no battery under the hood.
And no luxury whatsoever.
No luxury whatsoever. You even think luxury, you have to get out. But my wife's a real trooper, so she doesn't mind riding with me on this one, on short trips anyway, and the dog. I believe, I have no science to support this, but this is repeated on the other side. We may have to go to the other side to actually get it open. Well, it goes all the way through. My theory is that when the top is taken down and rolled up, that's where they store it. But I haven't factually supported that yet. That's just my inclination as to what that's for.
Great having you. Any stories that you can share with us? Something happened when you were driving this car and having this car around?
No, as I said, I've had it such a short time, but an amusing story. The gentleman that shipped it out here for me, on the back of the truck, he said he had over 10 offers to buy it on his way out here.
Wow.
So I guess it's getting a little bit popular. It wasn't just me that wanted one, so I just got to be the lucky one in this case.
Yeah, this is a really, really catchy, I would say cute one. I don't know if it's the right way to describe it, but then I like the look of it. Thank you for showing your card.
Thank you very much.